Bueno, en mi vida me imaginé estar frente del presidente de Marvel, Kevin Feige. Kevin, a pleasure to have you on the show. I'm more than excited. So first of all, thank you for bringing Natasha back to us. We were like so heartbroken after Avengers Endgame. So how do you feel about the success of the MCU? Like, did you ever imagine you will be talking about the 24th movie 11 years later?
Well, it's amazing. No, 11 years ago when we were just starting Marvel Studios, I was just dreaming of being able to finish Iron Man 1 and get it into theaters. But we always had the comics as a guide. We always had the comic books as something we could flip through and dream about one day bringing to the big screen. And with Endgame, and certainly that end battle of Endgame, and seeing the way audiences around the world emotionally connected to those characters was a dream come true. It was really quite amazing for us.
Black Widow movie it's been like a request, an intense request for fans for years. So why do you think this is the perfect time to deliver Natasha's story?
Well, we were working on the Infinity Saga, and obviously her storyline within those Avengers movies as one of the founding primary original 6 Avengers was so important. We knew we were going to bring it to a conclusion in Endgame and have her make a decision that allowed the success and allowed them to defeat Thanos. But we always knew there was a section of her story that we were going to save, a section of her story that we weren't revealing yet, and that's what the movie's going to be about. So the Black Widow movie is exciting to see Natasha again and to reveal a part of her life that we have never talked about before and see how that set her up for the decisions she made in Endgame, but also sets us on the future of the MCU with some of the new characters that we're introducing in the film.
We have unfinished business.
So since we met the character for the first time, she has evolved in so many ways, and of course she became more relevant to the MCU. But you think her evolution had to do with the way society look and appreciate women nowadays?
I think it might. I think it's also she's an incredibly rich and dynamic character, and with each storyline we could peel back more of those layers to see. And Scarlett is such an amazing actress and one of the best actresses in the world that she keeps bringing new sides to Natasha. And one thing that I know Scarlett's very proud of her work in the new Black Widow movie is, as she says, making her a full-rounded character and really delving into what makes her who she is. And it's not just Scarlett as Natasha in this movie. It's being directed by Kate Shortland, who's doing a spectacular job. Rachel Weisz, who's a great actress, Florence Pugh, who's going to be a huge star. So the story very much is about family and about women in the world.
Family, back together again.
You got fat.
It's mainly water weight.
I love how Marvel is more interested now in giving us diversity. We got so many different characters with different backgrounds, and I think people can relate to them much more. So you think this is the key to keep audiences interested?
I think it's the key. I think diversity and inclusion in our films is just a reflection of our world, a reflection of the world as we want it to be, is what so much of our films are. And when you see the success of our movies around the world, I want everybody to be able to sit in a theater and see themselves reflected on that screen in those heroes. And that's what we've been trying to do, and that's what we're going to continue to do in all of our future MCU films.
And we've got Latin American representation with Salma Hayek, who's an actress I love, by the way.
She is incredible and is in London right now working on the Eternals. And I showed a little sneak peek yesterday at CCXP, and we're very excited for it. She is a force of nature and an amazing person.
We also got LGBTQ representation with new characters. I mean, for the Eternals, there's a new character, and Valkyrie also. I really love you wanted to take the risk, but maybe are you afraid or skeptical with the reception of the fanboys for those characters?
No, because like all of our characters, they're all individuals. They're all have, regardless of what they look like or what their orientation is or you're going to fall in love with these characters. And that's what we want. When people used to ask me about Captain America, why would people outside of the United States care about Captain America? I said, because you're going to care about Steve Rogers, because that's the individual you're going to care about. And it's my hope that people will understand that yes, you're going to go for these characters because of who they are and what they do and how they do it, regardless of anything else. And that's how it should be in the world, and that's how it'll be in our films.